Hi everyone, it's me, Sailor Starfighter Dustin here, and today we talk about the flow filming setting on Google Android. Now, I can't think of a time where someone would want to film something in, I don't know, flow filming. I guess there is a time, a happening, and you only want to see it, you don't want to hear it, I guess. Because in my mind, I can't think of, a time where someone would want to film something like that. But I guess the folks at, I guess the folks at Google Android thought, well, if the folks at Apple iOS have a flow filming setting, then hey, we need to have it too. And since Google has deals with, I don't know, Motorola, which the maker of mine, and Samsung, I guess, or whatever, they thought, yeah, we need to have a flow filming setting. And you mostly get into it by mistake because they put it right at the end of all of the settings. You have all of your likeness settings to take a likeness, and you only have like two settings for filming, this one and then the flow filming setting, which when we first got this this Y speaker, in the first month of this year, we made a mistake of going into it not knowing, and then like, why are we not hearing ourselves talk? And then thought, oh, we first thought that the small speaker setting didn't get shifted on. And that would have been a mistake that anyone would have made. They get a new Wise Far speaker. It has Google Android on it, or they get the Apple iOS one, and then they get into the setting by mistake. But it's one of those smooth settings to get out of. Unlike all the other settings that over the years that Google Android or Apple iOS had, seeked some way to break. On Android 14, which I'm no longer on anymore, you could get into the talk back setting by mistake. All you really had to do was just, shift the loudness up or down, and you were in talk back. All you could do, all you had to do is go into another tool, and you were back in talk back, which was a bad setting to get into by mistake if you didn't want to be into it. And that happened to us at least 4 times. At least the folks at Google Android thought about, shifting it off, and you only wanted to get into it when you needed to, not when you did not want to get into it. And then you have a new setting that the folks at Google Android, only like the folks at Apple iOS, broke, is the whole shifting off the flashlight setting. You think you just shift it around and the flashlight comes on, great. You think you just shift it around again and the flashlight goes off. No. They do got a tool for it, but it doesn't work. You shift it on, you shift it off, and that doesn't work. The only way you can get the flashlight to stop running is either to shut down or start over your far Y speaker. Because someone at the Google Android team chose not to make it a smooth way to get out of the flashlight tool. And if you think that's some kind of mistake, I have gotten updates since I've gotten this tool for Google Android, for Google Play helps, and none of them have fixed that glitch. So yeah, a little warning, but then it's already too late because a lot of folks have Google Android and know how smooth it is to get into the flashlight setting when you don't want to, and already learned that someone at the Google Android team shifted off the tool that shifted the flashlight on and the flashlight off without shutting it down or starting it over.